All right, so we will officially get started in like, I don't know, a minute, 30 seconds, something like that. But before we get started officially, wanted to throw out again. So the hashtag top right-hand corner, DT with F360. Please take pictures of the session, take pictures of your work, take pictures of the progress, post it to your social media of your choice, whether it be Twitter, Instagram. I've heard nobody uses Facebook anymore. Maybe I'm in the dinosaur generation, I don't know.
We're old, Jared.
We are old, yeah. But please, document the process, document your results, post it out. While we're getting started here, so a quick little session. Jeff and I have done something like this for the past 3 years. We started with 18. Last year was about 30 something. And as of last night, there was 80 people signed up for this session. So please help us spread the word. Hopefully in an hour and a half, you're going to walk out of here feeling a lot more energized. You won't hear us talk as much. You will learn something, but it probably won't be from our mouths. It'll be from you doing. So have fun, ask questions, and just kind of go with the flow. If you feel a little uncomfortable, that means we're doing our job.
Yes, this is much less us talking, much more you doing. We just shepherd the process. So it's actually a quite easy class to teach.
Yeah, it's a good instructional method is let them do the work.
Okay,
so yeah, we'll get started. I do apologize. I forgot my USB-C to USB everything else adapter. So I am going to have to stand up here just a little bit to switch slides. And then I will obviously be out amongst you guys ASAP. So who are we? Who are you?
So I'm Jeff Smith. Some of you may have seen me as an education manager in the past. I just left that role. I was with Autodesk for about 4 years in that role, and I just switched over to a cloud adoption specialist. So I'm still working with Fusion. I'm just helping customers who have bought Fusion as opposed to helping faculty that are using Fusion and students that are using Fusion. My background's industrial design. I did industrial design for 20-some years. I also taught for about 8 years as adjunct faculty. If you want to follow me on Instagram, that's my Instagram up there below my head. I do post a lot. I do a lot of drawing. I'm a very drawing-based guy. So I hope you enjoy our session today.
Awesome. Yep, so I'm Jared. I'm currently on the education team. I'm a program manager, so I work with a handful of schools throughout the United States that use Fusion 360 design and engineering programs. My background started in manufacturing, worked in architecture, was in the Air Force for a while, did a couple tours overseas, got my BS in ID, industrial design, started teaching high school, which was a kind of a weird experience, but changed my life. Went on, got my master's in ed tech, and one of these days I'll actually finish my PhD, but that's us. So any quick questions real quick? So this is our hashtags. You can follow him. He's Instagram famous. I'm not famous in any social media, and I'm fine with that. So all right.
Reluctantly Instagram famous. Reluctantly.
Yes. Yeah. Jeff is a world famous sketch artist. So if you want to see some amazing sketches, go check out his stuff. So design thinking. I'm going to move out a little bit here. Kind of an awkward term, been around for a while, but who's familiar with design thinking? Who's done it, practiced it, been to a session? Raise them high, be proud. Okay, a couple, all right. Who has read it in like Times or Forbes and been like, oh, that's interesting? A couple people, okay. Has anybody ever done like formal training, like Luma training, or been to D school or anything? A couple? Okay, very cool. Well, come on up, teach class. All right, so as designers, Jeff and I have been through this process millions of times with projects and clients, and yeah, it's a process that we use. It wasn't until, some people up in San Francisco decided, hey, let's, write this down and start selling it, that it became, design thinking. And before I was a high school teacher, before I came to Autodesk, I was a high school teacher, and I had to figure out, how do you teach this to 14 and 15-year-olds? How do you teach them to run through this somewhat sophisticated process to kids that can't get off their phones and all they want to do is, I won't even go into that. So I broke it down into four steps, okay? Because it is a process. And this is how I explain it. Jeff can build on this, but I call design thinking a process focused on one common goal, okay? And that goal is make the lives of the people you're designing for better. And I think the people part is what sets it apart, okay? Because you can design for space, you can design for industry, but when you're designing for people, you need to take a little bit more consideration into, you know, building empathy, understanding how the people react with it. And that's what we're going to go through today.
So I think the process, to build on what Jared's saying, the process and the steps that we use as designers has been translated into design thinking. When I learned it, there wasn't a term for it, right? So that process of exploring, and Jared touched on it earlier, if you're uncomfortable and you're not used to it, then you're doing it right. Right? It's getting more ideas out on paper and learning to not be married to an idea. Like most people put an idea down, I'm done, I win, right? And that's not what design thinking is about. It's about getting as many out as possible and then building a pyramid to the best one through selectively getting rid of ideas. And you have to get a big base or a big foundation to get the best one.
Yeah, and another thing I learned when I was a teacher is, you know, sitting up here and preaching to you guys, you're going to last like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? And it's funny, as a high school teacher, I was trained to sit up there at you know, a stage on the stage and write crap on the whiteboard and put the projector and do all that stuff, and it doesn't last. We're all kids. We're just a little bit older, a little more gray hair in my beard. So we're not going to do that. All right? Jeff and I are going to sit up here and preach to you. We're going to run you through the process, and you guys are going to work through this process, okay? So you ready?
Let's do it.
You guys need some espresso. Starbucks run, quick. All right. So we're giving you a challenge, right? And we've done this in the past. We've done some different products and redesigned this, but all of you face this problem.
Today you face this problem.
If you don't face this problem, you snuck by the lady at the door and you need to leave because you're not allowed here. You all have one of these, right? Everybody should have one of these. This is your challenge for today, okay?
Who likes this? That has this thing hanging on there. I don't like this thing. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts at a conference.
All right, so keep that in mind. This is your challenge. And it'll make a little bit more sense here in a minute. All right, so let's run through the process real quick. So how this is going to work is we're going to go step by step. We'll talk for a minute, and you guys will do, right? And then we'll talk for a minute, and you guys will do. Most of this is you guys doing this. Jeff and I will be walking around. We got some folks in the back walking around. We got some fabulous students, some Autodesk employees. You guys are in charge. You tell us what you need, okay? So step one, understand the problem, okay? You have to really understand the problem before you dive deep into it. Identify your stakeholders. Who is really involved, right? I mean, with this challenge, there's one main stakeholder, but there's other people involved. Identify those people, okay? How are they involved? Observe, listen, and question. I used to have my high school kids keep a notebook, and the notebook was called Things That Suck. And they literally identified things throughout your day that make you miserable, right? Because those things, those problems are opportunities. Those opportunities turn into products. The next one is important, uncover emotions. When objects or products or experiences make you upset, think about it. What about it made you upset? And when you're designing for somebody else, listen to them, right? What makes them upset? What makes them happy? What puts a smile on their face? What puts a frown on their face? And then dig deeper. I used to have this ask why. So like actually before I did this process, or I did this before I had kids, and then I had kids, and I wish I would have taken this off, because those of you who had kids, you know, like why? Do that, dig deeper, okay? That's actually why kids do that, is they're trying to gain some more information. Build empathy, walk in their shoes. For this challenge, it's pretty easy. You guys are literally in those shoes. You are the customer. Mimic their situation, let go of biases, that's really important. And then gain a deep emotional understanding, okay? That's how you truly embrace the problem. All right, so first challenge, or first part of the challenge. You need in your teams to define the problem. And your team is this long row, okay? So we apologize for that, but You are going to work with the people in that long row. You can move wherever the Sam hell you want, right? This room is yours. You can be in a corner, you can stay here, whatever you want to do. But the people in this row is your team.
But time is sensitive. We have to roll, and we're going to be pretty militant on time.
Yeah.
So when we say 5 minutes, you got 5 minutes, don't waste time, right? You are all wearing this product, you know the pitfalls, but you also need to think about the different reasons you have this product on, right?
Yeah.
So there's different, there's a security reason, there's a networking reason. What are all these reasons?
I'm going to set a timer, and when that timer goes off, pencils down, people. Don't test me, right? I used to be a high school teacher. All right, so for the first section, here's what you're going to do. You're going to work in your groups. You're going to ask each other, do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it, right? This thing, the conference pass around your neck, what about it? Okay, let's figure it out. Why? If you like it, why? Sean's weird. He said he liked it. Why do you like it, Sean? If you hate it, that was a rhetorical question. If you hate it, why, right? Why? Dig deeper.
We gotta start.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so your deliverable for this section is going to be at the bottom, a problem statement. What is the problem? Who does it affect? How are they affected? Okay. What is the problem? Who does it affect? How are they affected? Questions?
We'll read
Okay.
over. Okay.
Get in your teams. I'll give you about 1 minute to get situated, and I'll start a timer. Okay, I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is time. Pencils down. Pencils down. So we do have a finite amount of time, and we're going to burn through this. Hopefully at this point you have a problem statement. Rough is okay, but that problem statement is going to define the rest of the process. All right, so next. The fun part, or at least my fun part.
Yes.
Brainstorming, all right, coming up with bunches of solutions. Ideation is coming up with ideas, lots and lots of ideas. Quantity over quality. Not going to read through this. Keep the considerations in mind. Okay, who are you designing for, yada, yada. But go big, people, okay? Lots and lots and lots of ideas.
And it's not just words, it's not just drawing. Ideation is all of that. It can be words, it can be pictures, it can be folding paper, it can be anything. It's just getting an idea down so you can talk to it.
One of my favorites is the second bullet point, ask silly questions. What if you have unlimited budget? What if you have to do it for free? What if it's for 90-year-old ladies? What if it's for 2-year-old little boys, right? Random questions designed for those folks. Hopefully 2-year-old little boys aren't at a conference, but. All right, we're going to give you 10 minutes. Here's what you need to do. We're going to do a brainstorming session. At the end of your tables, there should be little notepads, there should be pens, there should be markers, there should be printer paper, okay? So we're going to come up with lots of ideas. I'm not going to be a jerk and give you a requirement, but I will tell you as a design student, they used to put it like requirement is like 500 ideas. Right? You can't move forward until you have 500 ideas to go. You guys do what you can. Quantity over quality. Don't judge. Just move into it. Ask what if, right? Design for your user, and then do some quick sketches. Okay? Nothing crazy, just quick. Okay? 10 minutes. Ready, set, go. All right. Time. I hate to stop you, but we got to move on. You guys look like you have tons and tons of good ideas. I saw some awesome sketches, lots of writing, lots of labeling. Don't worry, keep those handy. We're going to move on for a second. All is not in vain.
Focus to us, guys.
All right, next step. Next step is developing those ideas, okay? Now, in this class, we're not going to prototype. You can if you want, but we didn't necessarily bring prototyping supplies. but by all means, do whatever you need to do. Prototyping, okay? So building it out, refining. I love this slide. I won't read it. I'll let you look over it real quick, but failure is good, okay? Failure is a good thing. All right, so in this phase, think with your hands, all right? Sketch, 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 sketch. Don't move straight into CAD. I like to think about it analog to digital, right? Start with your hands, then move into the digital world. Low to high fidelity, adjust and evolve. All right, for this next section, you're gonna have 40 minutes, but there's 2 parts of it. And I'm not gonna regulate your time, so you guys are gonna have to be big adults and figure that one out on your own. But you're gonna get 40 minutes, okay? The first part is you're gonna take all these ideas and you're gonna funnel. I'm not gonna say filter, you're gonna funnel, okay? You need one idea at the end of 40 minutes. One developed idea at the end of 40 minutes, okay? So you need to funnel them down. You can take one idea and run with it, but I would highly suggest adding ideas, making it the best you can. Yeah, don't be afraid to combine ideas. And then Jeff's going to talk about step 2, which is the Fusion aspect of this.
So, I mean, some of you may be Fusion users, some may not be Fusion users. One of the reasons Jared and I do this class with design thinking with Fusion. Fusion is an assistant, right? It's a helper, it's a tool, all right? So as you funnel down your ideas, right, part of that is a democratic process. Sometimes you have to vote for them, sometimes they funnel up, sometimes they funnel down. There's reasons why the best ideas will float to the top, right? So you've got to take your time and understand that that's job 1 right now, is get the ideas to that point. Now as a team, you've got to figure out how you're going to build this thing and do your pitch. Jared and I have had a lot of experience using Fusion and using Fusion as a quick iteration tool. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a drawer, so I think sketch first. But Fusion actually asks the question, do you need to draw first? Now, I'm going to tell you as a drawer, yes, you got to draw first. But the speed at which you can put something together in Fusion is an asset, right? And beginner users can do it, advanced users can do it, and you've got a learning curve that enables that. So instead of doing real prototypes, we're going to use digital prototypes, and Fusion will be our tool. Now, in your group, you've probably got people that are Fusion leaders. So you need to figure out who's going to be building, who's going to be prepping for your pitch, right? How are you going to communicate this idea? Because the Fusion file is great, but that's one part of it. Right? What are you going to talk about? Are you going to show anything else? Right? Are you going to frame the context? So you've got to work as a group to figure out who's doing what, because Fusion is one part of it, but so is the pitch. And how do you pull those together? How do you collaborate digitally? How do you pull that and get your pitch together under time pressure?
Okay, so 2 parts. One is refine and develop a solution. Next part is get into Fusion, get to modeling. Okay, at least in every team, is there somebody that knows Fusion? There should be.
Who knows Fusion?
Jeff and I have analyzed the group, and we should be good.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
John knows Fusion.
You don't have to be an expert. You don't have to be a pro.
Okay.
Just somebody can get going. All right, any questions? 40 minutes. Okay, go. Okay, thanks. All right. Unfortunately, time is up. So if I could get your attention for about 30 to 45 seconds, I'll show you how we're going to wrap this up and be done so we can get you out on time. All right. So the very last phase of design thinking is you got to share what you've done. You got to tell a story. So you are going to create some type of presentation. Doesn't have to be PowerPoint. We don't care. We want you to post it. Okay, hashtag DT with F360. What does it look like? How does it work? How does it solve the problem? So take some screenshots. We don't care if you take your phone, take a picture of the screen, literally post it, give some explanations. Tell what the problem was, right? Even if you just copy and paste your problem statement. Explain the solution a little bit. How does it work? What does it look like? How does it solve the problem? Okay? DT with F360. Instagram, Twitter, I got them both up. We're going to be following them live. We get out at 10, so we've got 12 minutes. No one leaves until you post.
You can't
Just kidding,
leave.
just kidding.
We'll
Caveat.
take your badge.
Just kidding. Okay, 12 minutes, and then we'll wrap up and we'll go. All right, folks, I'm going to stop you. If I could get your attention real quick. Ding, ding, ding,
Ding, ding, give us your attention,
ding,
guys.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm only stopping you for your own good. If I could get your attention for 1 minute, because I don't want to keep anybody.
With us, guys, with us.
All right, so first of all, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for showing up at 8:30 this morning. Thank you for putting in the work. Awesome job. We really appreciate it. Thank you for posting, showing off your work. You guys are fantastic. We really appreciate it. Hopefully, you walk away with either a little bit of design thinking, a little bit of Fusion 360, or a lot of both. Thank you so much. If there's any questions you have, please let us know. Jeff and I will be here for a couple minutes, and then we're going to be in the expo hall for like the next hour and a half.
Yeah, we'll be at the design and manufacturing quad as well.
Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, guys.